So I looked through the readings you sent us. I couldn't find anything.
Did you look at the readings around the data storage area?
Yeah, there's something there, but that's probably the eternal consciousness we're looking for. Paul, be happy, man. All you found is what we're looking for.
What about you? Did you look at the readings?
Yeah, there's something there. I see the ancillary energy, but I can't tell what it is.
Did you see the receptors and the audio waves?
Not yet. I'm going to look at that.
We shouldn't be wasting our time on this. We need to isolate and activate the EC. That's what this project is about. If we do that, nothing else matters.
What about the frequency, Bill?
What about it? Paul, do you understand what you're talking about? How can there be a problem with the nodes? And even if there was, what would you suggest people do? Cut off their hands or pluck out their eyes? Come on, man.
Bill, if there is a problem, we need to do something.
Yeah, we need to find the EC and activate it. That's what we need to do. Paul, you're missing a golden opportunity. Go to the director and tell him we're close to a major breakthrough. We just need more credits to buy extra processing time on one of the UNet domains. Come on, Paul. You gotta know how to cash in on an opportunity.
Jess, set up a meeting with the director. Tell him it's urgent.
I'm on it.
Not now!
May I come in?
Huh?
May I come in?
What? What's wrong with your eyes?
If you let me in, I'll tell you. May I sit down?
Yeah. Please, sit down.
So you found the problem with the nodes.
Problem with the nodes. How did you find out about that?
I have bad news for you, friend. You're not the first person to find a problem with the nodes.
I'm not even sure it is with the nodes. There's a frequency disturbance around the data storage area. The processing activity seems to be the result of this frequency. It just happens to be the same frequency as the nodes.
Paul, you know it's the nodes. You've had a feeling about this for a while now, haven't you?
What are you talking about? I just found this disturbance the other night.
Come on, Paul. You know what I'm talking about.
Okay, fine. I've been wondering about it.
Wondering?
Yeah, wondering.
You've been doing more than wondering. You know there's a problem with the nodes, Paul. You've been feeling guilty.
Guilty? I do not feel guilty. I am evolved.
That's a pretty strong reaction for someone who isn't guilty.
Who are you?
My name is John. I used to be a man like you, with the same desires, emotions, pride. But then I started worrying about the nodes too. When I do things, the normal things that everyone does, I'd get this strange feeling, like something was out of sync.
What is it?
It's these things people do. These things we do naturally. They're wrong, Paul.
Wrong? Hey, I've never killed anyone's body or self-image. I'm not a murderer. How can you say I'm wrong?
How about pride, Paul? How about anger? How about lust? How about all those lies, Paul? How about all those thoughts? How about all the things you see and hear and say?
Are you even evolved? Where'd you come up with this stuff? Who are you to say these things are wrong? You're like a caveman.
He says they're wrong.
He? Who's he?
The one, Paul. You know who I'm talking about.
The one? What one? What on earth are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about. The self-existing one. You can feel him. You can see him all around, in the skies, in the oceans, in the trees, everywhere. Where did the Unet come from, Paul?
People are trying to figure that out.
You know, Paul. He put it inside you to know. That's why you know he's there, even when you don't want him to be. Because as far as you're concerned, the worst thing he did to you is let you know that all these things are wrong, and all the silicon in the world can't make you ignore that.
What's going on in the data storage area? What's with all the processing and the receptors and the sounds?
It's a hyper-energized latency location. It's a time trap. Time ceases to exist there. It just exists forever and ever.
It's hyper-energized.
Yes. You've seen the processing activity, the concentration of the frequency, all the other readings. It's a correction algorithm. It's correcting the frequency problem caused by the nodes.
But you said it's a time trap. If time ceases to exist there, then the algorithm will run... forever?
That's right, Paul. It never ends. The frequency caused by the nodes is serious. It violates the system that the One created. It violates his nature. It's evil.
But what's evil?
What's the opposite of light?
Darkness?
That's what the darkness of the nodes is compared to the goodness of the light. His nature is love, compassion, humility, purity, gentleness, goodness.
Goodness? I saw the readings on those pain receptors. I heard those sounds. That's goodness.
Is it not good to punish evil? If he didn't punish evil, he wouldn't be good. He would be evil for leaving evil unpunished.
So, because this one decides something is evil, it's evil.
Come on, Paul. You know these things are evil. You don't like it when someone does these things to you. You just don't want to be held accountable when you do them to someone else. And even if there was no one else involved, you violated the law that was put inside you.
Inside me? What are you talking about?
He put it inside you, Paul. You know right from wrong. You try to override what you know, but that's just the nodes talking. You're convinced that you can't live without them, that your life wouldn't be worth living without them, so you just tell yourself not to listen to that thing inside you that tells you they're dangerous and wrong.
So great. All I have to look forward to is a life of storing up this evil frequency and then a timeless eternity of torment? I might as well just go out and live it up while I can.
Do you really want that, Paul? Like you said, you saw the readings from the data storage area. Tell me what you're going to do in this life that's worth going through that.
But then what am I gonna do?
There's a reboot.
Reboot?
Yes, there's a program. It's called Joshua. It fixes the problem. But not everyone can download it.
Why not?
Because they don't want to.
What? Why wouldn't they want to?
Well, first of all, they don't believe there's a problem with the nodes. They love everything that the nodes provide. People feel they're an indispensable part of who they are. Did you tell anyone about the frequency problem?
Yeah, the people on my team.
And how did they react?
One wasn't convinced yet, and one was outright hostile to the idea.
Like I said. Then there's the second issue. The Joshua program disables the nodes.
It disables the nodes?
Yes, Paul. It disables the nodes. People who download the program don't want the nodes.
But how can they...
How can they live without them? Well, most people think they can't. That's the problem.
Is that what happened to your eyes?
That's right. The glow stops were changed. We don't look like other people. We don't act like other people. Some call us devolves.
Devolves?
Yes, they say we're devolving. We're moving backwards, away from our ultimate fulfillment and happiness.
Where do you find this Joshua program?
There's a codec out on the Unet. It talks about the Joshua program, why it's needed, how it works, how to download it.
How do I find it?
Just look.
Paul, good to see you. I'm sorry, I'm not going to have long to talk. I'm afraid I'm double booked. But I wanted to hear about your progress. How's our research coming along?
Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. We found some things. Unexpected things.
Nothing bad, I hope.
We're not sure yet, but we need more processing time on one of the UNet domains. We're looking at a lot more data than we expected. The activity in the data storage area is enormous.
Oh. The eternal consciousness, right?
Well, one of our team members thinks so, but we need to process the data to be sure. I just want to make sure there aren't any problems. We're getting some strange readings. There could be a disturbance.
A disturbance? Now see here, Paul. I've already told people that we're on the brink of a monumental discovery. We put out that protocol. Expectations are sky high. No one wants to hear about a disturbance.
That's why we need more processing time. We want to make sure everything's okay.
And by processing time, you mean credits.
Well, we do have to pay for the time.
Yes, I understand. You'll get your processing time, thanks to me. The people with the credits are as excited as I've ever seen them. They'll pay whatever we need, provided that we give them the breakthrough everyone is expecting.
I can tell you, no matter what, no one can imagine the impact this discovery will have.
That's what I like to hear. Now get back to work.
Who are the devolves?
From whom did you hear that term?
Are they real?
I'm guessing you already know the answer to that question. Not everyone in society is an asset. Some people want to destroy everything our society builds up. They want to tear down all that we've created. They judge, they hate, they insist on telling everyone how they should live. And just because they choose to deny themselves, they think that everyone else should give up their natural desires, ambitions, personal fulfillment. They not only wallow in their own misery, but they insist that everyone else lead unfulfilled lives as well. They are removed from society so that they do not spread like a virus and infect the whole system. You kill a disease so that the rest of the body can live. I suggest you get back to your research. Leave society's problems to me. If you discover what you claim to be looking for, humankind can make a giant leap forward and leave the devolves behind in the slime. Which is where they seem to want to be anyway.
Oh, Paul, I'm so glad you're here. Could you do me a favor? Could you watch Titus for just a bit? I just got a call from my school. I need to run over there really quick. I'll be less than a half an hour. Can you watch him for me, please?
Sure.
Oh, thank you, Paul. I'll be right back.
I'll be, here. Titus? It's Paul. Your mom asked me to watch you for a bit. She had to run to her school. Titus, what are you doing? Titus? Titus? Hey, Titus.
What?
What are you doing?
Blasting the heads off people.
What?
It's a game. I'm playing a game with my friends. Or trying to.
Hey, I heard those thoughts. Don't use that kind of language.
What do you mean, that kind of language? I use that language all the time. Everybody does.
Well, maybe you need to stop.
Why?
Well, I don't think they're good. Those words are usually crude or angry, like that one you just used on me. I think we should probably watch the words in our heads and the words that come out of our mouths.
Not good? What do you mean, not good?
Well, I'm not sure. It just seems not good. Anyway, who are you playing with?
Abby. She's hot.
Hey, stop thinking those things.
Why? Those things are good. Everybody knows that. Didn't your parents and your teachers ever tell you that?
Yes, they did, but they were wrong. Those kinds of things are wrong. You get married and then you can do those things with your wife.
Married? Are you crazy? You don't have to be married to do those things. And what if I decide to marry a guy?
Wrong!
What do you mean, wrong? I didn't kill anyone or judge anyone. You're the one judging me. You're violating my self-esteem rights.
Titus, there's a problem with the nodes.
A problem with the nodes? How can there be a problem with the nodes?
That's what I've been working on, Titus. I found something on the UNet. It's bad. And it has to do with the nodes. There's something wrong with them.
Can you fix them?
It's not that they're broken, Titus. It's that they're wrong.
Whoa, what was that?
When you think these things, or do these things, do you ever feel bad?
I'm back. Phew, false alarm. Sorry to leave in such a panic. They made it sound like a big crisis. Everything okay here?
Yeah, except Paul's acting weird.
Just some things going on with my research. There's a problem on the UNet.
Oh, nothing serious, I hope.
I think it's with the nodes. I think we're in trouble.
Hey, look who's in early for a change.
I've been here all night. I found something.
The EC? Oh yeah, we're gonna be famous.
It's a codec.
A codec?
The EC's a codec?
I didn't find the EC, Bill. I found a codec that talks about a program.
Program? What program?
Well, it says the program fixes the frequency disturbance and it disables the nodes.
What?
What?
What kind of twisted hacker would write a program like that?
It fixes the problem, Bill.
Some fix. What would be the point? You can't live without the nodes, so how does that fix anything?
Maybe you can live without the nodes.
Why would anyone want to live without the nodes? Can you imagine how miserable life would be without the nodes? You might as well live in a cave and eat dirt. We should expand our research and hunt down this program and destroy it before anyone runs it.
I think people may have already run it.
Well, I pity anyone that has an existence like that, and I hope I never run into one. Who knows what someone like that might do?
So you're telling me you'd rather be stuck in that data storage area being tormented than have your nodes disabled?
Well, first, yes I would. I love my nodes. Dr. Devlin made this previously miserable existence completely euphoric. I can't imagine my life without these things, and I wouldn't even want to. Second, I haven't found this problem you're talking about. I've looked at the readings, I've checked the frequencies, it's just energy. You're panicking over background noise, Paul. Come on, let's get back to the EC. That's what we need to be looking for. That's something people want. What they don't want is their nodes disabled.
Yeah, Bill. It isn't that the problem isn't there. It's just that people don't want to find it. Jess, I'm going to send you the codec. Take a look at it. And don't be afraid to find something. It's wrong. All of it, it's just wrong. It's evil.
I gotta go.
Nah, let's go plug in.
Maybe later. I gotta go.
Huh. Hey, Paul. How are you feeling today, Paul? Better?
Remember when I asked you if doing these things makes you feel bad?
Yeah?
You didn't get a chance to answer. They make me feel bad.
Well, that's guilt. My mom says guilt is terrible. It ruins our self-esteem. It makes us deny ourselves all sorts of good stuff.
What if the guilt is a warning? What if there's a problem with those things? Titus, I'm finding some really bad stuff on the unit. Remember, from the protocol, where I talked about the data storage area, where all the people are?
Yeah?
They're in trouble, Titus. Really bad trouble. And I think it's tied to the nodes.
Titus! Come on in now.
I gotta go now.
Hi, Paul. I wanted to ask how your research was going. Did you find a solution to that problem? I have to admit, I've been a little nervous ever since you mentioned it. Are our nodes okay?
No, April, they're not. I think they might have to be disabled.
Disabled? What do you mean? Can they even do that? How would we live?
I think there are bad consequences for the things we do.
Consequences? What things?
The things we do with the nodes. The sensations, the things we feel and think and do. Everything.
I don't understand. The nodes are what makes us who we are. They're wonderful. They fulfill our every desire. We get so much pleasure from them. Look how special we are. If we didn't have these nodes, we'd be animals. We're so evolved. Why should we even be thinking about bad consequences? We should never feel bad.
I think we may have it all wrong, April. I think maybe we've been fooling ourselves, lying to ourselves.
Paul, don't talk like that. I can't believe what I'm hearing. You're a scientist. How can you think this way?
What if none of us are as wise as we think? What if it turns out we're all just fools?
Did you find the codec?
Yeah.
And what did you learn about the Joshua program?
It seems to act like a noise-canceling circuit. Like it disrupts the frequency.
That's right. There's no consequences for the nodes. It's like they were never there. The frequency's gone.
But how does that work? I can't figure it out.
All that activity around the data storage area, the processing, the receptors, all that, the Joshua program absorbs it all. There's no need for a correction algorithm.
Wait, I saw those readings, the energy levels. No program could handle all that. All that activity, those receptors, from every person who's ever lived, impossible.
Not for him.
Him?
The One. He's the only one that could absorb all that energy.
Wait, the Joshua program is the One?
It's the incarnation of the One. It's the form of the energy of the One. And it cancels out the frequency, and it saves us from that place.
But I don't know how to find it.
The issue isn't knowing how. The issue is wanting to. Do you admit that these things that you do are wrong? All the things that the One says are wrong? Do you understand the seriousness of the problem? Do you really want the nodes gone? And do you believe the Joshua program works?
These things are wrong. I can feel it. All of them.
The one gave you a conscience.
I've seen how serious the problem is.
You knew that before you started your research.
I don't know how I can stop desiring the nodes.
Do you want to stop desiring?
Yes.
The one will stop the desires. Do you want to believe?
Yes. But I don't know how.
Just ask, Paul. Just ask.